cup. Just crack a smile and fill it up. Fill it up.
Welcome to After the Final Pour, brought to you by the Malting Hour. I am one of your hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
And to his right,
sponsored by, Matthew Moldenhauer.
This actually isn't sponsored by him. There's no Old Irving beer on this, buddy.
Touche.
But we are staying local again.
Have you had this yet?
I don't think so.
Smelt it?
But I dealt it. Oh, Jesus.
I smell.
The nose is fantastic.
Dude, I went in and I was like, it smells like
I got a bad sniffer,
hot
too.
chocolate or chocolate milk.
It smells like some fudgy brownie.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew, you curated this one.
Yeah.
Just like the last episode you were on.
My friend Greg, who works in the warehouse over at Half Acre, gave me this one. It is their bourbon barrel-aged Imperial Stout with toasted coconut and coffee Benthic.
Yes.
From 2023.
We were talking a little while ago that Brandon, you and I have, you and Clark, all three of us, have purchased this year's Benthic selection.
I didn't purchase it.
I thought you said you did.
No!
He made you spend all the money.
So I still have to share these cans with you. Fuck. Fair enough.
And me.
I'm not spinning.
I thought you did. I thought you said, I bought it.
No.
No, well.
Oh, God, no.
Clark and I bought it. Anyway, yeah. Have you guys had any of the Benthics before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you still have any Benthics?
Probably.
I remember getting some Benthics in 2020, during the pandemic. It was the little break in the pandemic where the numbers dropped down a lot right before the holidays came in, and the government was like, no, we're going to give you more COVID. We're the government. Oh, sorry, that's the conspiracy theory podcast I host. The Garfields.
Wait till tomorrow.
The Garfields over in Harlem, they had a bunch of Benthic, and I was like, fuck it, I'm buying some. And I think maybe I shared one with you or something. I'm not sure. Maybe I gave you one. I think I gave you one. Maybe that's what you have in your...
It's possible.
It's possible. Anyways, I remember that was the first time I ever had Benthic in 2020. I was very happy with it. I am feeling the same way about this one.
Yeah,
I'm so pleased. This is even better than I remember.
yeah.
Like, the coconut on this is just nailing it.
Yeah, but what was crazy was the nose, because I was getting like chocolate and coconut and like all of like these mix of things, and that's why I said I'm like, it tastes like, or it smells like it would be like a really good like hot chocolate or like chocolate milk or whatever. The chocolate is not so much present when you taste it, but I get
like a bitter chocolate.
Yeah. But I'm like, it's overwhelming. Like for me,
Sure.
like I'm getting coconut and just like malt and dude, this is like,
It's like if someone
it.
took an Almond Joy and dunked it in a cup of coffee.
Kind of, yeah.
And then poured bourbon on it.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I'm getting that you have to go listen to the last episode is I am getting kind of that honey graham cracker
okay.
out of this. Like, I'm getting not just normal graham cracker, it's the honey graham cracker.
But those are the better ones.
They are significantly better than regular graham cracker.
Exactly.
You gotta have honey graham cracker.
Okay.
If you don't, I don't know what's wrong
But
with
now
you.
that you say that, yeah, I can kind of see that. I can see where you're pulling that from. So I don't disagree with you.
I might be maybe hypersensitive to the chocolate in these beers today because I did finally have a bowl of Count Chocula. I bought a box of family-sized Count Chocula for myself.
I don't think there's chocolate in this one.
No, I know, but I feel like a chocolate taste. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with malt and whatnot. Don't fucking
For
do
this black
man.
beer,
Yeah.
there's roasted malts in this.
Yeah, I know. This is crazy, and I don't get that.
Here's some black gold.
Matthew's losing his mind slowly on this episode. But I feel like I like, there's always like a chocolate characteristic. Not always, but there tends to be a chocolate or cocoa characteristic to dark beers.
Yeah, and I think that's...
Especially in like a big barrel-aged style like this.
And I feel like that's what most... And Matthew, maybe you can attest to this, is what most breweries would go for if they're not putting like cocoa nibs or whatever into a beer. Like using the roasted malts to kind of subsidize that flavor.
Subsidize.
But... I mean, really well done. Like, everything plays together really well in this beer. And was this, you said 2023?
Yeah.
2023.
I mean, it held up really well, too, so.
Yeah. I think the coffee's maybe a little bit less.
Yeah, well, now that you say that, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot there's supposed to be coffee in here.
Exactly.
See, I get coffee. I do get a coffee.
It's
flavor.
subtle, but like I don't. Again, like we've said this before, like having a fresh beer that has coffee in it. What is the coffee like versus now? But it's not green.
Exactly.
What I will say. It's like you're not getting that astringency that you get from like
Green bell pepper.
Yeah, from like old coffee beers.
2013 coffee Bourbon County like that.
But again, like to that point, there's some coffee beers that we've had that have been old, and like the coffee is still present, however subtle it may be, but it doesn't turn that corner. So I don't know if it's the quality of the bean that they use, or if it's the way they infuse the coffee into the beer. Like, I don't know. Either way, this is like...
That's why like we use anytime we do coffee, we work with Parker with Hexa, and that's why we do, especially like we crack the beans and we steep it in the bright tank cold, because that way you don't get extra astringency, but you get tons of extra flavor, versus some breweries will do like concentrates and just do like coffee concentrate into the beer itself.
Where do you get your coffee from?
Hexa. Have you ever been to Hexa?
No, where's that?
Ooh, they're next to the Costco on Elston.
Jesus.
But they're in that like
Another sponsor.
Like if you've never been there though, they have a full
No, I mean
bakery.
Costco. I'm talking about Costco. Man.
Well, go to Hexa. They have their own baker. They have a skeleton, like little mold cake, and it's fantastic.
I thought you were about to say scone, because they do like a good scone.
I'm sure they do have scones.
It's gone.
But like, why would you get a scone when you can have a skeleton?
True. It was a skeleton scone.
And they also do barrel aged coffees.
Oh,
And they have a full cocktail program there as well.
What?
Yeah, it's a coffee place that has full It's where Maplewood does their trash bash. We've done their Oktoberfest. We've done grilling out there for them. Parker does fantastic stuff.
Thanks for inviting us.
Parker lives in the suburbs now. I don't get invited either.
We should just go, I guess. All three of us.
To the suburbs? He has chickens now.
Not the burbs. I'm talking about the coffee place. Jesus Christ. What's the... Is that a squid that's on the can? Or is that a jellyfish? What are we looking at there?
A sea monster? Oh. I would say a jellyfish, but like...
We got jellyfish sea monster?
looks like yeah.
Brandon, how many jellyfish sea monsters are you giving Benthic 2023?
2023?
Yeah, the one we're drinking.
Ooh. Well, like solid, like 4-1, maybe.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. Matthew, how many jellyfish, squid-like sea creature monsters are you giving this?
4.4 tentacles.
4.4 tentacles.
Yeah,
So
I
just the
really
tentacles.
like this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 4.3. I'm right there in the middle of you guys, right there. I really like it as well. Yeah, I feel like, and it's kind of bumming me out that you guys had gotten the coconut right away, and I did not. And that's the second time now I've had a coconut beer, and I love coconut in beers, and I like feel like
You don't have COVID?
I don't. I can taste everything else.
You got the long COVID.
It just helps. It just stops coconut for me.
Yeah.
Because like when we did the Bourbon County tasting, like I had a hard time picking out the coconut, and then everybody's reviews I read was like strong coconut, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I tasted ginger, which is a part of that.
We'll come in next week when we do Pirate Krampus, when we're toasting the coconut, and if you can't smell the coconut when you walk into the brewery,
I got a problem.
then you got a problem.
Okay, when you let me know what day you're doing that, and I'll come in. So I'm sure the scent will also linger. Cranberries, right? No? Okay. Anyways, thanks for sharing this with us, Matthew, and thank you for the other beers on the last episode you were on, because I'm pretty sure this, after the final pour, is coming out maybe 2 weeks after your episode.
Yeah. Well, thank you for making the music you did. You've done my playlist for the last couple weeks. It's been
Hey, thanks, man. Like I said, in December, all my music will be available on Spotify.
fun. But you can support Tony via
Jesus
Bandcamp,
Christ.
which I did today.
Hey, did you?
I did.
Oh, thanks, man.
Somebody does.
Appreciate it. Hey, man, that's the most purchase I ever got for an album. I had 10 purchases.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great album. What's the name of the album again?
Sarah Lives on the Other Side of Beatdown Park.
Yeah, like it's a perfect. I've been working to that album a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Podcast is taking a weird turn.
It's now Tony's music podcast. Thanks. I appreciate that. Go buy my album, everybody. All right. Matthew, thanks again for joining us. And I'm sure we'll have you on again soon. We're expecting the Krampus preview. Or just bring some Krampus on, drink with us again with Trevor.
Yeah. Those are
And
always...
Tim.
Oh, man, there's so many voices.
It is
So many voices in my head.
So many voices, and I hate going back and editing it, but also it's just so much fun. Maybe we just go to the brewery and do it, you know? That might be better.
Yeah.
Bust out the task cam. It's a tampon. Bust out the task cam.
Hey, sometimes you gotta bust out a tampon. Yeah.
It's true. You never know what it's going to like. Brandon, I love you, buddy.
Love you too, man.
See everybody next week.
Bye.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Ace of Help Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Help Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hip hops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.